The haunted Playland. In a quiet suburban town, nestled among the houses and trees, stood an old McDonald's restaurant. It had been a favorite spot for families and kids, primarily due to the large Playland area in the back. The Playland had a colorful play structure, slides, ball pits, and a cheerful atmosphere that attracted children from all around. However, as time went on, rumors began to circulate. Parents claimed that strange occurrences were happening in the Playland. Children would complain of hearing whispers and giggles when no one else was around. Some even claimed to have seen shadowy figures moving in the corners of their vision. But the incidents were dismissed as mere imagination. One evening, a group of brave teenagers decided to investigate the rumors. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they entered the Playland after closing hours. As they ventured deeper into the play structure, the air grew cold and their flashlights began to flicker. Laughter echoed through the tunnels, but the teens saw no one. Suddenly, a chilling gust of wind blew through the area, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in as the teens struggled to find their way out. They heard whispers all around them, growing louder and more sinister. The ground beneath them seemed to shift and contort. Desperation took hold as they stumbled through the maze-like structure, their heartbeats drowning out the eerie laughter. Hours later, as the sun began to rise, the teens stumbled out of the Playland, pale and disheveled. They never spoke about what they experienced that night, but the Playland was closed down shortly after. To this day, the building stands vacant, a chilling reminder of the horrors that once lurked within its walls. The unsettling Mascot. In a bustling city, a McDonald's restaurant attracted a steady stream of customers. One of its most recognizable features was the animatronic Ronald McDonald statue that stood near the entrance. Children loved taking photos with it, and it became a popular Instagram spot. One evening, the restaurant's night shift employees reported strange occurrences. They claimed that the Ronald McDonald statue would move on its own, changing its position overnight. At first, the employees brushed it off as a prank, but as the movements grew more pronounced, unease settled in. One night, the restaurant's security cameras captured something chilling. The footage showed the Ronald McDonald statue slowly turning its head, its painted eyes fixated on the camera. The employees watched in horror as the animatronic figure stood up, its limbs jerking in unnatural ways. It shuffled toward the camera, an eerie grin frozen on its face. Terrified, the employees rushed to the restaurant to witness the phenomenon in person. When they arrived, they found the statue back in its original position, as if nothing had happened. Doubt began to creep in, but the security footage was undeniable. The restaurant's manager decided to have the statue removed and sent for maintenance. A few nights later, as the employees closed up the restaurant, they heard faint music playing in the distance. The unmistakable tune of a familiar jingle grew louder as they realized it was coming from the storage room. Trembling, they opened the door to find the dismantled Ronald McDonald statue on the floor. Its head turned towards them, its painted eyes glowing faintly. The employees fled the restaurant and never returned. The McDonald's was eventually closed down, but whispers persisted about the haunted statue that had once stood guard at the entrance. The Vanishing Order. In a small town, a McDonald's drive-thru was known for its speedy service. Customers marveled at how quickly their orders were prepared, seemingly appearing at the window moments after they placed them. The staff took pride in their efficiency, attributing it to their well-organized kitchen. One night, a group of friends decided to put the drive-thru's reputation to the test. They approached the menu board and placed a large, complex order, expecting it to take longer than usual. To their surprise, the employee's voice crackled through the speaker almost immediately, confirming their order. Bewildered, they pulled up to the window, where their food awaited them. As they drove away, the friends couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. They parked their car a short distance from the restaurant and decided to open the bags and inspect their order. To their horror, the bags were filled with moldy, rotting food. Disgusted, they threw the bags out of the car and sped away. The following day, they decided to return to the McDonald's and complain about the incident. However, when they arrived at the location, they were met with an eerie sight. The restaurant was gone, replaced by an empty lot. Confused and unnerved, they asked around town, but no one seemed to remember the McDonald's ever existing. Desperate for answers, they scoured old photographs and documents, finally stumbling upon an outdated map that showed the location of the McDonald's. Armed with evidence, they contacted local authorities, who were equally puzzled by the disappearance of the restaurant. To this day, the friends remain haunted by the vanishing order and the memory of the McDonald's that seemingly vanished into thin air, leaving behind only questions and a sense of unease. Story 4. The Cursed Happy Meal. In a bustling city, a McDonald's restaurant buzzed with activity, especially during lunchtime. It was frequented by office workers and families alike, drawn by the familiar fast food fare and the promise of a Happy Meal toy for the kids. But one particular Happy Meal would forever change the lives of those who encountered it. A young boy named Timmy visited the restaurant with his parents one sunny afternoon. Excitedly, he ordered a Happy Meal, his eyes gleaming with anticipation for the toy inside. As he unwrapped the box, he found a small, intricately carved wooden figurine. It was unlike any toy he had seen before, and he marveled at its craftsmanship. That night, as Timmy slept, he began to hear whispers in his room. The voices were hushed and unintelligible, but they sent shivers down his spine. Terrified, he pulled the covers over his head, trying to block out the eerie sounds. But the whispers grew louder, and soon he felt a cold breeze sweep through the room. The wooden figurine on his bedside table began to glow faintly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. It trembled, then lifted into the air, hovering in front of Timmy's eyes. The whispers coalesced into words that seemed to come from the very air itself. "Join us," they hissed, and Timmy felt an irresistible pull towards the figurine. His parents rushed into the room, their faces a mix of concern and confusion. The moment they entered, the whispers ceased, and the figurine dropped back onto the table. Timmy tried to explain, but his parents dismissed it as a nightmare, chalking it up to an overactive imagination. But the next night, the whispers returned, and the wooden figurine continued its eerie dance. Timmy's parents were no longer able to ignore the unsettling occurrences. Desperate, they sought help from a local paranormal investigator, who recognized the figurine's origin as an artifact from an ancient cursed ritual. With great care, the investigator performed a ritual to break the curse, but the process was far from easy. The figurine fought back, emanating malevolent energy that filled the room. After a fierce struggle, the investigator managed to dispel the curse, and the figurine fell silent and motionless. Timmy's family breathed a sigh of relief as the whispers finally ceased. The figurine was sealed away, hidden from the world. Timmy returned to his normal life, but the memory of the cursed Happy Meal toy would forever linger in the back of his mind, a reminder that even the simplest pleasures could hide unimaginable horrors. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the Dark Tales Unleashed channel for more such content.